The number of universities offering honors colleges and honors programs has more than doubled in the last 10 years. So in this video, we're going to be covering everything honors college. We'll be talking about the difference between an honors college and an honors program and the benefits and perks of each. We'll be talking about whether employers really respect an honors college diploma versus a diploma from a highly selective university. We'll be talking about how competitive the admissions process is, and then I'll be sharing my thoughts about 3 of the best programs in the country and some tips if you are in the process of preparing your own application. The college admissions landscape seems to get more competitive with each passing year. I was actually just looking at the admissions results for Vanderbilt for this year, and for the class of 2026, they admitted about 6% of incoming freshmen. So it's not just a perception that there's this perpetually narrowing path. It is reality. More and more students who have created really solid lists of equally distributed numbers of target, reach, and safety schools are finding themselves having to choose from schools that were near the bottom of their list. So that's the bad news. The good news is that there is a broad array of options, and I think some of the best options out there for students are honors colleges and honors programs. So what's the difference between an honors college and an honors program? An honors college is an independently functioning college within the larger university. They are extraordinarily well funded. You might have to pay an extra fee as a student, but it's nothing compared to the benefit that you could potentially get out of it. It is a separate college as more similar to like the College of Arts and Sciences in a larger university, or the undergraduate business school, or the School of Education, something like that. There almost always is some sort of residential component, so special dorms set aside for the honors college students, or like a living learning community, something like that. That's a fundamental part of being a part of an honors college. They offer really great opportunities, internships, research opportunities, fellowships. They usually have a dedicated team of advisors, and those advisors are the best on campus, almost always. Great advising in the honors colleges. An honors program is more like an academic track or like an academic department at a college. So every now and then they do have some sort of residential or community type component, but really it's more of there are special classes that you can take, there are seminars, there are community building opportunities, but it's not a school within a school the way an honors college is. Usually really interested in all the perks associated with being a part of the honors college. And generally speaking, there's no shortage of perks. They're usually really good. So this can range from anything from priority course registration to some sort of designated housing, like a dorm. Maybe your dorm is located more centrally on campus. Maybe it's closer to the labs, or it's closer to other academic buildings. Or I know at Clemson, the honor students live right next to another honors college building, and they can run in there and grab a free coffee. They can print. There's a kitchen that they can use. They can meet a study group. So the convenience factor is pretty important as well. Another great perk is faculty mentorship. So because you're a part of a program that is essentially a smaller community within a larger university, you have the opportunity to get to know faculty on a much deeper level. And so if you're interested in pursuing research over the summer or even after your undergraduate career is over, getting to know those professors is a great first step in connecting you to an awesome fellowship, internship, research opportunity, anything like that. The other thing I would say, I mentioned it before, but I just don't overlook the advising. Honors colleges usually have a dedicated team of advisors, and they're in general really, really good. So I think that's one of the biggest perks. And the other thing is interesting courses. There will be courses available to you as an Honors College student that are not available to other students on campus. So that's definitely something to think about and to take advantage of. Every college and university has its own flavor and personality and feel. Honors colleges are the same. They have their own sets of priorities. They have their own expected outcomes, their own personality as well. So it's really important to dig in and do your homework and make sure that you're applying to an honors college that is going to align well with your academic background, your extracurricular achievements, that your leadership ability, all of that. So for example, if you are a student who has done okay academically, but you haven't necessarily set the world on fire in high school, that is okay. There's absolutely an honors program for you, but it may not be Barrett. Barrett, the honors program at Arizona State University, they have produced Fulbright scholars, Goldwater scholars. They have a Nobel Prize winner on faculty. They are a very academically oriented honors college. A better program for a student who's done a good job in high school, but maybe their grades were not just perfect. Maybe their SAT wasn't through the roof, but they do have some community involvement. They would like to be involved in some sort of honors college or honors program. A better alternative would be something like the University of Kansas's honors program. And this is a program, it's really cool, that they prioritize experiential learning. So students rack up what's called ELEs through participating in social entrepreneurship, attending professional development seminars, participating in any kind of community service, and just really getting out into the community and applying some of the things that they're learning in the classroom. So at a program like University of Kansas Honors Program, students get the best of both worlds. They get really awesome academics and the opportunity to use it out in the community and to sort of test some of the things that they're learning in the classroom. All in all, there is most likely an honors college or honors program that fits just about every kind of student out there. If you're a student who loves community service, that is something you're passionate about, you did a ton of community service in high school and you want to continue that in college, take a look at the University of Indiana Honors College. Students there, I believe, do about 60 hours of community service a year. And the school as a whole is really committed to the idea of partnering with the community. If you're a student who would like to sort of create your own major, check out UVA, Eccles Honors Program. It's very well respected, very interdisciplinary. Plan 2 at the UT Austin, that's another one where there's a huge focus on interdisciplinary learning. If you're a student who really would like access to student mentors and faculty mentors, check out Clemson. Clemson is a rising star in the world of honors colleges and programs. It's very selective. There are a lot of students who apply every year, but the reason is because it's excellent. Clemson really supports its honor students. Students have the opportunity to secure funding to go attend seminars in other parts of the country. They can secure funding to go pursue a research interest that they have. So no matter what you're interested in, I can almost guarantee you there is an honors college or an honors program that will fit your interests. But the biggest thing is really digging in and doing the research. The million-dollar question that we hear over and over from students is this: are employers going to value my honors college degree as much as they would value a degree from a highly selective college or university? And unfortunately, the answer is it depends. It depends on a few things. Number one, it depends on the industry that you're going into. It depends upon your grades, how you did, how you performed in college. And it also depends on any expertise that you developed outside the classroom. So did you pursue internships, research opportunities? Did you do anything to deepen your knowledge and expertise? That will definitely play a role when you're applying for jobs after college. The other thing that we find is that certain aspects of, especially business, so let's take finance, for example, an honors college diploma is not on par necessarily with a degree from a highly competitive, a highly selective school like a Stanford, Penn, Cornell, Princeton, some of those schools. And there's a few reasons for that, but one of the reasons is that let's say Goldman Sachs, something like that. A lot of the executives who are doing the hiring and are doing some of the recruiting, they largely come from these highly selective schools. So they might have contacts at the school. They know from experience how difficult the school is, so they know that what it takes to get through the program and to get through it with good grades. It's just a reality that no amount of experiential learning or community service is going to overcome a lack of familiarity on part of the hiring manager. On the other hand, career paths that require a good deal of real-world experience, so this could be data analytics, marketing, pre-med, pre-law, nursing, education, those are a great match for an honors college because you can combine the advanced courses that you've taken in your honors college or honors program with an internship or a research opportunity or a fellowship and put those two things together on a resume. Companies like Google, Ernst & Young, KPMG, Accenture, those are companies that recruit really heavily from honors programs like Shire at Penn State. So don't discount the honors programs or think that just because you didn't get into the highly selective university that you had your heart set on, that you are not going to have an incredible career, because these companies are heavily recruiting from honors colleges and programs. And you just have to take full advantage of what's in front of you in order to make it happen. Okay, so how do you get into one of these programs? I would say first and foremost, you want your file to tell one clear, unified story. So it's okay and admirable even to have diverse interests and to be a generally well-rounded person. But what you don't want is a lot of guesswork when someone picks up your file and they look at your academic record and how you spent your time. Instead, what you want is for them to look at your resume, look at your essays, look at the classes that you took and say, okay, so they took AP Environmental Science, made a decent grade. They had an internship related to that. They did beach cleanup for their community service or some kind of environmentally related community service. They audited an ecology class one summer, and they did a little bit of independent research. I see. This is a budding environmental scientist. I touched on this earlier in the video, but I would also say it's really important to understand how you're being evaluated. Every honors college is different, and they're looking for different qualities in their students. One program that comes to mind is Haslam Honors at the University of Tennessee. They have students upload a video where they discuss how they've been leaders in their community in high school. They're looking for a specific type of student. They may not be like Barrett looking for the next Fulbright scholar, Marshall scholar, but they are looking for the next leader. And so you really need to have a good understanding of what the college is looking for before you actually send in your application. The other thing I'll say is you absolutely want to show rather than tell. So anyone can send in an application and in their essay say, I'm so passionate about literacy. That's really different than saying, since 9th grade, I've spent 5 hours a week facilitating a reading circle at my local library. We have retained 75% of the kindergartners that started in the program, and the average Lexile increase in the group is blank percent. The second one really demonstrates passion and commitment, and the first one only says that you're passionate. So really be sure that you're showing, not telling. Another tip, at no point during the course of the application process should you mention the perks. So during your interviews and your essays, At no point should you mention that you're wanting to be a part of the Honors College because you really want priority class registration or the best dorm on campus, anything like that. Colleges are really increasingly looking for knowledge producers and not just knowledge consumers. And so what they're hoping is that they're going to invest all this money in you, and you are going to make it worth their while. You are going to engage in every research opportunity that comes your way. You are going to apply yourself and make the very best grades that you can. You're going to give back to your school and your community. But if you mention the perks, it really makes you look like someone who is applying to the program so that you can take something from it. When in reality, these are just incidental things that go along with really awesome programs. Important to remember that these honors colleges are building a community, not just adding bodies to a program. So throughout the process, if there's correspondence that's exchanged in your supplemental essays, if you have an interview, you want to make sure that your tone is friendly, polished, optimistic, professional. And a few tips to help you accomplish that. Make sure during the interview you have a pleasant look on your face, you look your interviewer in the eye, you follow up within 24 hours of the interview with a thank you note, and just to reaffirm also how much you would love to be a part of the community. You want to also make sure that you are sending in your materials early, not just on time. And then you also want to check and recheck your essays to make sure that they are free of grammar, syntax, and spelling errors, and that the tone really conveys what you're hoping it conveys. You want to make sure that you've done all of the homework that we talked about earlier in the video, so that your experience aligns with what the college is looking for. Colleges and programs offer tremendous bang for the buck. They combine the camaraderie and friendship and community building that you can find in a small atmosphere with all of the resources that you can get within a larger university. So if you'd like any help filling out your Honors College application, practicing your interviews, or any other part of the process, you can get in touch with me down in the comments, and I would love to work with you. Best of luck.